guys so much for joining and being members of our Tuffy Talk YouTube channel here. We're really excited today to have our part 2 of our interview here with Jarkel Joiner. Man, he's a point guard here at NC State, new face, but a lot of expectations and exciting stuff here with Jarkel. So, Jarkel, I'm going to pick up where we left off, man. We were talking some fun stuff there, and maybe we got some more fun questions we get into, but let's talk the upcoming season.
Yes, sir.
You're a point guard, man, who's really skilled, and you're coming into this team. What have you seen so far about this NC State team that stands out to you? Whether it's, I guess, I don't probably want to say anything negative, but what's the positive stuff that's really stand out to you about this team?
This team loves to work, man. Loves basketball. Loves to be in the gym. Love lifting weights. They embraced everything, even from the hard moments we have to run. It's just we embrace everything, and I love this about the team, man. Even though we got a lot of new faces, but we gel to get together really well. We learn together. We all, even the people that came back, they let us know what to look for and things like that. They help us out with things like that. So, man, this team is all for each other, I feel like, and that's a great sign.
That's cool, man.
With your skill sets, how do you think they're going to mesh and really stand out in Coach Keats' system? Like, what do you think that you do really well that matches up really well with Coach Keats' either philosophy or system?
I play fast in transition. I love transition because I feel like that's where my talent really shows, my speed really shows. And Coach Keats and NC State love to play fast, so I love to play fast just as well. Love to run. And I feel like that's going to show a lot in this system.
Yeah, well, and you talked about that too with playing in transition. A lot of that is forcing turnovers.
Right.
I mean, that's a big thing Keats has on his. And I think an underrated part of your game. I was looking back at some of your stats, man. You're really good at creating steals and forcing those turnovers. So, yeah, can you talk a little about what goes into making those kinds of plays? A lot of those are instinct, I would say,
right.
Being skilled defensively.
Oh man, and what we were talking about earlier, that Coach Barnes really helped me out as being a defender my freshman year. Like, because I was not the defender I was in high school. I feel like a lot of good players probably don't play defense in high school that much. But I learned a lot from him. He's a great defensive mind. Coach Davis taught me a lot. I learned a lot off the ball, being off the ball on the defensive end. And I feel like you could be more of a two-way player. That's good. Raise a lot of people's eyes. You got a better chance of going to the next level playing professionally anywhere, overseas, NBA, anywhere. So you got to be, and I take pride, you got to take pride in defense, stopping people. So,
yeah.
So with that, what do you like more? And I think I might steal your question because you've asked this before, and I do like this question. Do you like the game-winning shot or the game-winning steal?
Dang, that's a hard question. Probably game-winning shot, though. That's like, okay. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, man. That's cool. So, like, when you look at this team, when you look at I think it's actually Leighton who asked that question.
Was it Leighton?
Yeah, I think it's Leighton's question. Okay. But he ain't here, so it's a great question tonight. So, yeah, man. So, like, when you're here on this team, you got really, a guy who's really been talked about a lot coming into this upcoming next draft, and Terquavian Smith, and you've got some really good pieces coming in, like DJ Burns, Dusan Mahorchik, but then you got players like that go along with Terquavian that have been here that are really skilled too. Casey Morcell, you got really good players there. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things you've noticed that are really impressed you about those players?
Oh man,
or any of the guys, not just those four I mentioned, whatever it is. But
one thing about Terquavian, man, he's very competitive. Man, he's coachable. He loves the game. He's fun to be around, and being coachable for me at such a young age for him is great. That's a great characteristic to have, man. DJ can put the ball in the hole, man. He's very skilled in the post. He's patient. He's a vet. Casey, man, he's knockdown shooter. Probably one of the best defensive, if not the best defensive player he could be one of the best defensive guards in the ACC. I feel like he got amazing footwork, strong, great size, great hands. Really shoot the ball, And a lot of people gonna be surprised about Breon Pass. Man, he's a great point guard. He's athletic, fast, quick, You know, he's still young. You know, but that's what experience. You know, because I heard he was hurt last year.
Yeah. Well, and you're talking a lot about with Breon, man. He plays your position,
Right.
And I imagine it sounds like you guys are already really good friends.
Most
Because and that's I think it's worth pointing out, because essentially you're a guy coming in, transferring in late in his college career. I mean, the more experienced player. Some guys could that could be rubbed the wrong way, but it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like y'all are really great friends already. Can you talk about that friendship y'all have?
Man, it's Breon. When I first committed, he was the first person to share my stuff on his page. Man, Breon is a great teammate. Besides basketball and his athletic gifts, man, he's an amazing teammate, great person, man. I love Breon, and he's such a great dude to be around, man. He's gonna be an amazing basketball player here at NC State. You know, he's still young, but man, he's learning a lot fast, and he's gonna be a big part of this team this year.
Another new face that we have this year is Jack Clark, and from some of the highlights that we saw from when you guys were down in the Bahamas, he was stroking it and lighting it up pretty good down there.
Yeah,
talk a little bit about, because that's not something part of the game that we were kind of really tracking, or at least not myself.
Right.
But just talk a little bit about, you know, what you see in him and what we can maybe expect this upcoming season.
Man, Jack Clark, man, he's my guy. That's my guy, man. He actually my roommate. Him and DJ, my two roommates. But, man, Jack, man, besides him shooting the ball, man, he's an amazing rebounder. He got a knack for rebounding, man. As you saw, he averaged a double-double over in the Bahamas. And that's over some big dudes over there. Plays against a couple 7-footers. And, man, he can really shoot it. He's tough, you know, athletic, skilled for man. He can really knock it down, man. And he's a great person. Kind of quiet, but once you warm up to him, once he get warmed up to you, man, he's very talkative. So don't let them trick y'all.
I'm curious though, because again, you talk about like with the team, and there's a lot of transfers coming in too.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about how, obviously, you know, the Bahamas trip can factor in here, but just you have a lot of new pieces.
Right.
I mean, like it feels like half the team is new. That's what it feels like to a State fan.
Plus the
So
whole staff.
can you talk about how important that is?
Right.
Yeah, the staff too. Yeah. So Coach Justice, Coach Watkins, Coach Kareem Richardson. Is that the guy's name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep. So can you talk a little bit about how much you guys how important it is for y'all to come together? And I mean, I think State fans know that, and any sport fan knows your team needs to come together. But with this many pieces, does it present unique challenges while you guys are practicing and even off court?
Oh, most definitely. There's always adversity. You know, that's with learning each other. You know, learning the player, learning the coach, you know, and, man, they all fun to be around. The coaches, man, they love coming to coaches every single day, man. And one of the hardest coaching staff I've been around since I've been in college. And, man, they come in every day with high energy, great energy. Man, they excited about the new year. And they think we got a chance to be great, as they should. And, man, it's just learning each other. You know, the Bahamas trip did that, helped us with that a lot. But, man, we be around each other. We was around each other all summer. So, that helped a lot, too.
One thing that we really haven't touched – oh, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead. I was jumping there.
What's one thing that surprised you so far about your time at NC State? Obviously, you came on a visit, and Coach Keats sold you on coming here. What's one thing maybe you didn't realize from that visit that you spending more time now you've figured out, either about the team or the school?
Right. I feel like Raleigh's a big city, kind of a big city compared to where I was from, and that's I ain't got to explore around yet. Just drive around. I don't go out. I don't really go out. I just stay in my room a lot. But I like to take late night drive, try to explore the new city, and it's huge, man. It's huge. I remember I was like 20 minutes away from my apartment. I was like, man, where am I? But it's pretty big. So I feel like that's a new takeaway I took away from being here.
Yeah, definitely in 20 minutes you could be out in the country,
right?
From downtown Raleigh. So, but one part of the team we really haven't talked about is the bigs, and you mentioned that, you know, DJ is one of your roommates, but that's an area where, you know, I think even Coach Keats would say that, you know, the team struggled last year. What have you seen A lot of new faces there. What is the one thing that people are going to be surprised about when that first game rolls around and be like, oh, we did not see this coming from our bigs inside?
Man, just high energy defending. Dusan is very energetic, man. He's a vet. DJ can really put the ball in the hole. EB has gotten way better from what I heard last year, man. He's taken so many strides. Just more, I feel like athletic, just a force down in the interior that we need, that every team needs, and it's gonna be fun to watch the bigs this year.
Yeah, man. So I'm curious here too, because we've talked a little about the guards and all that, and the wing with Jack Clark and Casey, and then the bigs. But you got a team last year. Part of the reason why there's a lot of turnover in a lot of ways because State did not play well last year.
Right.
I mean, but you mentioned we had to struggle last year. Manny got injured, right, and Casey got injured. Mm-hmm. Didn't really, I think, point guard play kind of struggled a little bit last year. It ended up being where State was the worst team in ACC last year. Do you see a big leap coming with this team? Or, I mean, obviously your guys were intentionally brought in in ways to help make the team better. So can you talk a little about the goals you have for this team? You mentioned earlier making the tournament, but are there any other goals you have?
Oh, most definitely. As a team, we talked about it yesterday, just being top 5 in the league, just try to solidify a spot in the tournament so we don't have to make it back in, make it up in the back end at the ACC tournament, try to solidify a spot in the NCAA tournament. And, just staying together throughout the whole season. We know there's going to be some ups and downs. We're going to go through some tough losses. We're gonna get some big wins, but we got to know that, emotions come and go. But we got to stay level-headed throughout the whole season.
So, and then you say top 5 of the league, and that would be, I think State fans would love that. That would be awesome. We have been there, and I know you've heard about the rich history with NC State, and all that, but you talk, that's your goal this season to get top 5 in the league. What does that mean that Jarkel Joiner needs to do to get there? What does that mean for you?
I feel like being one of the best guards in ACC, most definitely. I feel like just my leadership, I got to play well every night. And that's not just scoring, just being a leader all across the boards. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna play perfect. Everybody knows that, but just like I said, just being a leader, being a great teammate. Just knowing, picking spots and situations, just running a team, being a point guard.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out.
I definitely think one of the positives with so many new faces is because the season didn't go the way, one, the team had hoped, and 2, the fans had hoped, that means nothing to you guys, right? So you literally have a clean slate. You're coming in, and that, when times get tough, because there's going to be tough times during the season, that, it's not going to be, oh, here we go again type moments. Right. Has Coach Keach mentioned anything about the team last year? Or you guys just like, that wasn't us, that's not on us, like new year, new slate?
No, he haven't said not one word about the team last year. Not at all. He never brought it up.
It's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I personally, the way I feel about it is like the team struggled last year, but it kind of like this wasn't necessarily their fault, because when you don't have you have players that get injured, particularly your center,
right,
who is the people were coming into the season saying he was the most feared defender in the ACC, and you lose your starting center. Your point guards are struggling. You got some wing players who are injured too. Like that's hard to come out. So I kind of feel like there's a perception that's maybe a little skewed about NC State going into this season. Like you have those guys come back, but it's not like, well, they had their starting 5 that was the best players they could put up, and they just struggled. Right. It was like, well, no, they struggled because they had some injuries, and now they get guys to come back, and now you're going to see a State that I think, in my opinion, was going to surprise some people. That's just my thought. What do you think about that?
Most definitely going to surprise the people that got injured, like especially Casey Marcel. He's going to surprise a lot of people. like I said, man, he's one of the best. I feel like he's one of the best defenders in the country, and I just can't wait for him to have a great year.
So I got a two-parter here. What's the toughest arena when you were in the SEC that you played in? And then the other part would be, what is the arena that you're looking most forward to going to play in?
Toughest arena I played in. Man,
Question, Greg.
the crazy thing is, the first year I got to the second year, the year I could play, it was COVID, but the Auburn fans was really Auburn, most definitely Auburn. Yeah, Auburn, easy. Yeah, I don't know why I said that was really good last year too. Auburn last year was nuts. They even before the game even started, we was warming up, like they was in there packed out and they on top of you, and it was fun. It was fun, but you already know, cool, Duke and North Carolina, the places I'm looking forward to, most definitely.
Yeah, man, and especially with Carolina having the season they did last year,
right?
That's going to be a game that is going to have a lot of opportunity, I think, there for you guys. But there's some good teams here this season. I know Louisville struggled last year, but they could come back. I think Miami played pretty well last year, surprised some people. So Notre Dame played well. So there's some good teams, but I mean, hey, it's Tobacco Road basketball.
Tobacco Road, you got it.
And so, like, heck, I want to say Wake Forest last year, guys.
Wake Forest was
really good. So let me ask you this. How much have you learned about – I kind of touched on a little bit, but how much you learned about the history of State? How much have you learned about the history of Tobacco Road basketball?
Man, Levi Watkins never let me live it down on how many tournaments he's been to. Oh, every single day. Do you want to make the tournament like I did? You want to do this? I got 10 appearances. You got 0 appearances. I hear it all the time, man. It's amazing though. He always showed me his rings, and just motivation though. He's motivated. He's hard on me, and like I said, man, in past interviews, man, I love Coach Levi. That's my guy, man. I trust him with my life.
So you definitely talk about your dad a lot, being a big basketball fan. What were his thoughts about you coming to an ACC school? Like, I mean, like, was he hyping you up about the ACC?
Almost definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he knows the history if he's such a big basketball fan.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He know how big the conference is. Arguably the best conference in college basketball. And man, he can't wait to get down here. He can't wait to come to some games and see how the fans get here. So.
That's cool, man. So, like, I guess to wrap up this interview, I guess with you looking forward to this season, well, I guess you've already talked a little bit about how you're excited about the season coming up, but just what do you feel like when you get to the tournament, if you can get there, that's the goal. What would that feeling be like for you and for this team? Because they didn't have that last year. They really struggled to even get there the last few years. Do you sense how bad the team wants this?
Most definitely. Every single day, every workout we had, you can sense the urgency, and it's every day. We would go at each other every day. Even when we weren't going at each other, it's just the drills we do. We go hard, we talk, we communicate, loud voices, and you can just feel it. You can feel the energy that this got to be the year that we make some happen, get NC State back on, that tradition of what they've been doing.
Yeah, man.
But before we let you go, though, I think we would be a little bit remiss to talk about your time with the Pack of Wolves NIL. You just talk about your how you got involved with them, things that they've done to help you out, because people are still trying to figure out the whole NIL thing.
Right.
And so we really, here at this channel, we really want to talk about it and, just kind of be an advocate for that, because, there's two different views. People have the Wolfpack Club and like, do I donate there? Do I donate to the NIL? But just give us a little bit of what your life's been with them.
Oh man, everybody involved with the Pack of Wolves are amazing people, especially Mr. Hayes, one of the first people I met. And it's just been amazing. They take me in like family, Of course, it's a business side. I got to uphold my side. I got to be, a great person, a person they're willing to do business with. And I feel like I am that person, and NIL is great. I feel like, for the right people, for the right players, and not just players looking for money, but looking after basketball ends, I could need Mr. Hayes after all the ball stop bouncing, and I feel like I could be a person because I'm a good person, great person in the community that he would love to do business with in the future. So.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
I think that's an important thing that people need to understand, that it's not just about that schools are just paying money, because first of all, the schools aren't paying it, but that the athletes have obligations too, and that it's setting them up for success after their athletic careers.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
It's a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, and I'm a little bit biased because we myself and Leighton have we're members of the Pack of Wolves, and we see what it's doing for our athletes, and that it's to your point, like you see that stupid commercial, the NCAA only 1% makes the professional whatever, but it's about the life skills, right? And so that these are things that you mentioned Mr. Hayes, and I'm sure there'll be other people that in your journey with the NIL that will just kind of give you some, either whether it's life advice, skills to take to the next level, what it's, try to find your passion, and, when it, because there's a shelf life for basketball. So, you'll probably be playing basketball for another 15 years, maybe, God willing, maybe 20.
Right.
But, you're still going to be only be in your 40s, and you're going to have a lot of life left after that.
Yes,
so it's about trying to find, what you're going to be really interested in doing. So, but with that, what do you see yourself doing after basketball? Like, what are your goals, once you're done?
I feel like I want to get into coaching, I'm always going to be around the game. I love the game, be a trainer. I could be a personal trainer, skills developer, some things of that nature.
Cool, man. Hey, that would be awesome, man. I'm really glad we've wrapped that subject up there with NIL, because they really are impacting a lot of players' lives in a really positive way.
Most definitely.
Not just with paying players, but really giving them skills and teaching them about the business side of life too. So growing them as a person. So yeah, guys, we're really excited and really thankful to have Jarkel here. I mean, Jarkel, I'll tell you, man, when you came to state and I heard you coming, got me really pumped up, because I can see your game, and I'm really excited to see what you can do at the PNC Arena and really in the conference this year, man. So really thank you for having us or coming on the show, Jarkel.
Thank you for having me.
And you got any closing comments you want to give the state fans?
Oh, man, I hope everybody's excited, man, because we are, man. We're just trying to make a run this year.
Cool, man.
And one last thing before you get off, plug all your socials. I'm sure I know I follow you on Twitter, but what else you got out there?
You can follow me on Instagram, Jarkel Joiner 1. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay,
gotcha.
So the two, then that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Hey, so you guys, when you guys give to NIL, you're supporting players like Jarkel Joiner. Not just that, again, really good stuff. And then obviously, if you're watching this video, that means you're a part of our channel too. So it really helps us out as well. Yeah. But we look forward to giving you guys more content like this. Really appreciate you guys joining our YouTube channel here at Tuffy Talk, and really exciting things coming up for this channel and what we got in this group of guys here. So thank you guys again. Look forward to talking to y'all soon. And as always, go Pack.